To our top story this hour, vendors at the busy toy market in Kibera, Nairobi, accounting losses after a mysterious fire gutted down their property, running into millions of shillings. Witnesses say the fire started at around 3 a.m., but its cause is still unknown. Our reporter Brenda Kerubo has been camping there since early morning and now joins us live for an update. Brenda, it is the second time in about 2 years the toy market is being razed down by fire. What more do we know?
Good morning. You know, it's not such a good morning here at Riziki Estate, near Toy Market, where residents have lost, their homes. It's about 30 houses that have been burnt down in the inferno that started at around 3 a.m. And one of the residents for this particular house that is just next to me is making her breakfast now. She says she woke up very early in the morning to try and salvage some of her property. She's called Nancy. Nancy tells me that she tried to get a mattress, a bag, and some, kitchen commodities. She's now making tea. She says that she's very hungry. She hasn't eaten anything, and at the same time, she does not know her future. She doesn't know where she's going to sleep today, but at the moment she says, let me first of all get something that I can put in my stomach, and then we'll know the way forward. Where we are in the surrounding, they're trying to bring the structures down, and Nancy tells me even if they bring her house down, she doesn't know her next move. Nancy, asante sana. Hebu tuambie, hii moto ilianza saa ngapi na ulifanya nini?
Ilikuwa ikielekea kitu saa 10, saa 9 hapo na dakika. Sasa mimi nilitoka nje kuangalia pande ya Adams, nikaona moto kubwa. Nikarudi ndani, nikachukua bag, ndio nilichukua peke yake, nikaanza kutembea nayo hapa nje. Ndio nikamwambia mwenzangu moto iko nje, ndio akaanza kutupa vitu hii nje.
Uko na familia yako inatushana aje?
Niko na mtoto na wajukuu wawili na mzee.
Na nyinyi wote mnaishi kwa hii nyumba?
Sio wote, mimi nakaa na mzee na mtoto ako na yake kando.
Lakini nyumba yake ni karibu na hiyo yako yenye ilichomeka?
Sio karibu sana, iko mbali kidogo.
Lakini yake ilichomeka pia?
Hapana. Lakini
ni yako ilichomeka. Hebu niambie, kuna vitu zozote zenye ulipoteza katika hii moto?
Ndio.
Niambie, nielezee ni vitu gani ulipoteza na ulijaribu aje kuzi salvage?
Kitanda hiyo imechomeka, kuna milango nilikuwa nazo hapo, meza hizo zimechomeka na vitu zingine ndogo ndogo. Lakini nikajaribu kutoa gas, mattress na hizi vyombo za nyumba.
Na umeambiwa ni nini sasa? Naona nyinyi wote ni kama umetua vitu zenyu mmeweka nje. Mnajua ni nini mtafanya next? Mnaenda wapi?
Hatujui pali tutaenda. Kama mimi nitakuwa tu hapa, ndio nitaenda wapi? Na ni kitu imekuja tu abruptly.
Na mzee wako ameenda kazini kama kawaida ama nyinyi wote mko hapa? Mtoto ameenda shule? Mtoto anaenda shule?
Hapana.
Mzee wako ameenda kazini?
Hajaenda. Nimeona kama amesimama huko tu.
Yeah, we have been speaking to Nancy. She's making breakfast here. She's having a cup of, I'd say, black tea. She's telling me at the moment if she can just have a nice cup of tea, this is what she terms as a nice cup of tea. She says at least it can hold her stomach even as she knows what her next move is going to be. Now, Michelle, I'll just give you a 360 sort of a view of what is happening at the moment. Most of the commodities that you see here have been moved by residents who belong to the houses that have been burnt down. There are around 30 houses that are here at Riziki Estate. It's just next to Toy Market where the fire started. Of course, we do not know the exact cause of the fire, but witnesses say it could be an electricity failure or alternatively, it could be someone who started the fire. Residents moved their property outside in a bid to salvage them. Most of the things that we can see, we've seen mattresses, we've seen clothes, we've seen, commodities like sugar and household stuff. But most of them are very confused. They do not know their next step. They're very sad. Most of the children also did not go to school because, their parents spent most of their night trying to salvage their property. And also their parents are telling me that some of the structures, because they're being considered, they're not very healthy to keep them, just standing up the way they are. So they're being brought down by the people who are around here, they're trying to see whether they can salvage some equipment that they can use to rebuild their houses. But at the moment where we are at the Riziki Estate, they're trying to bring down the structures that were burnt earlier. Quite a terrible scene, a sea of ashes. They're saying that the structures, it will create sort of an environment where going forward they may actually put up the structures back again. But they're telling me they do not have financing. Most of them here are small, medium-sized enterprises. They do not have money. So they're saying they're hoping that they can get some source of financing or funding from the government or some well-wishers who can be able to give them money so that they can, of course, they can be able to set up their houses back again, and also they can try and rebuild themselves from the calamity that they faced earlier today in the morning. Of course, it is a terrible scene. What we know is that the fire engines next door, just where the estate is, being blocked by these houses, are trying to put off the fire. The last time we were there, the fire engines that were there were about 2 and 1 water tanker. The fire engine that was actually close to the market tried to put off the fire, but it ran out of water. So now they brought in other fire engines, like 2 of them. We are hoping that they may actually try and calm the tension so that they can be able to put off the fire. But as we stand now, we can see some smoke. This house next to me here, it's still having some ashes. We still seeing smoke. It just goes to show you how the situation and how the scene is still very fresh. As you can see, these houses are very small, and most of the families here, they live, at least we can talk about a number of 4. That is the minimum number, or even it can go all the way up to 7. So most of the families here are very heavily populated. Most of them are lower income earners, and they also work at the next door where is Toy Market. So it's very near their workplace. It's very convenient for them, and this is why most of them are outside, because they're saying we do not know where to start from. It is, it's just next to our business, the proximity, and they're saying that the government should come in and they should actually help them. The situation is actually most of them are crying. Like the lady I tried to spoke to earlier on, she tells me that she has lost her business, she has lost her M-Pesa shop, she doesn't know what to do, right from there. Others are very shy, they don't want to speak to the camera. They're saying people are going to see me crying, people are going to see how my situation is. So it's a very sort of a sad affair that we're seeing here at the moment. As we speak, right after this wall where the houses are is exactly where the market is. And let me tell you, Michelle, there's nothing much that, from the market that we saw. It is a very busy place. You're talking about at least vendors who are employed directly or employ people are about 5,000. And, indirectly, we could be having at least 10,000 vendors, as well as stalls. We have around 3,500 stalls that operate here. Toy Market is a very huge place. It's very synonymous when it comes to buyers. People come here to buy furniture, they come here to buy food, they come here to buy water. There are a lot of commodities that are, that sell here. But at the moment, it is a sea of ashes. What you can see are the residents, trying to look and see what is happening. But smoke, itsy bitsies of fires, people moving property, people trying to, save what they can. As you can see here, there's some people are trying to scramble and see whether they can save something from the burning materials that happened, or trying to see whether they can find equipment that they can use to rebuild their homes. It's a very sad state of affairs. As you can see, people even moved, what they'll call storage tanks where they put water. They also moved their office equipment. These ones over here, they're trying to see whether they can maybe find something. Mnatafuta nini hapo? Naweza kuniongelesha tafadhali, mniambie ni nini hizi mnatafuta? Anything you can? Oh, okay. So clearly, most of this equipment that he's trying to rubbish through, they're electronic equipment. So they're looking for things that they can use to rebuild, the homes that have been burnt. But I'll just tell you, Michelle, it's a very sad state of affairs. Residents have moved their equipment outside. They do not know their next step. Right next to us is Toy Market. Vendors do not know where the next move is. A lot of unanswered questions, a lot of question marks, and it still hurts knowing the fact that the inferno is still going on. It's not yet been put out since 3 a.m. in the morning. Michelle?
All right, that is Brenda Kerubo live for us from Riziki Estate in Kibera. And as Brenda tells us, their huge fire has raised down a section of the toy market in Kibera. Riziki Estate, bordering the market, has had 30 houses raised down. 30 families now do not know where to go. Firefighters are still battling the fire at the toy market. The property worth millions of shillings is said to have gone up in flames. More details